guys, this is Witness 2282 here. I want to give you a little quick overview of my 2012 Ninja 650 from Kawasaki. It's a great bike. I've been riding it now for about 4 or 5 months, and I love it. I love getting on this thing. I've already gotten pretty comfortable. It's technically my second bike, although my first bike, I only had it for a little bit because I had a ton of mechanical problems with it, so I ended up getting rid of it really fast, and I bought this one brand new. The first bike I had was a Kawasaki ZX6, 1995, and yeah, it was a lemon when I bought it. I bought it off of somebody off of Craigslist, so beware buying things off of Craigslist. You know, take it to a motorcycle shop, become friends with some of the mechanics there, and see if they'll just give it a quick overview and tell you, yes, spend your money on it, or no, don't even waste your time. I wish I would have known that prior to buying that bike. Anywho, let me give you a quick walk around here of the bike. I just finished washing it, so it should look pretty clean. I'll tell you about a couple of the things I did to it here in a moment. Oh, license plate. Almost forgot to cover that. I don't know how well you can see because it's extremely bright out here. Alright, so a few of the things that I've done to the bike so far. The tank pad, which of course, that's one of the first things you should get so that way you don't scratch up your bike. I don't know if you can see it very clear, but the wheel stripes, the reflective wheel stripes, there used to be somewhere right here. There used to be these reflectors that were on here, and I thought they looked pretty ugly, so I unscrewed those because I had the reflective rim tape. Not sure if that's DOT legal or anything, and I haven't been stopped or asked about it. Nobody's even noticed, so it's not such a big deal. The windscreen, I blacked it out myself. All I did was I took it off. I got a can of, I think it was Rust-Oleum spray paint that's meant for plastics, and I sprayed the inside. So you take it off, lay it on some newspaper or something, and you spray all over the inside of the windscreen. You got to do maybe a good 7 or 8 coats so it comes out real nice, and any of the splash over that you have on the front side, just get a little bit of like nail polish remover and very gently clean up the front side, because I did have little speckles of splash over from the spray paint coming over the edges here, so I just went ahead and cleaned it up real gently, and it came out looking really nice. Since the bike's black, it gives it a much more aggressive look. Stupid little sticker here. I have a Sparks helmet, and so I had the little logo there, and there's another one that I put right back there. I don't know if you can see it very well. Sparks. It was the first helmet I have. I bought that one from my local motorcycle shop. I now have an Icon Alliance helmet. The bike, it runs great. I drive it every day to and from work and to and from school, and it is great in the city. A few of the things I want to change, I'm waiting for them to come out with the sports bars for the bike. These sit really high up, and I stand at 6'1", so when I'm tucking in on the highway, it's a little bit cumbersome, I guess. It feels a little cramped, and that's something I'd like to change. I took off I don't know if you can see the little holes here, but I took off the rear views, and a lot of people might give me some shit about that and say, well, that's not safe. Well, the reason why I did it was because after the first week of having the bike, I almost got hit by a drunk driver, and I tipped the bike over, and I broke off one of the mirrors. And as a result, it was really awkward to have just one mirror and nothing on this side, just a nub. So I took off the nub, and then I took off the other side to make it, uniform. And I haven't seen any block-off plates for it yet. I want to get aftermarket mirrors. I don't want to just leave it like this, but I want to get a little shorter mirrors, because the mirrors that it comes with, They kind of stick out pretty far, and they looked a little like antenna to me. They look kind of awkward. So I wanted to change that up anyway. So I guess it kind of worked out. Oh, and the other thing I dying to get rid of is I want to see when they come out with a fender eliminator kit for the 2012 model, because this thing is hideous. I mean, it serves a purpose. It blocks all the road dirt and debris and water and whatnot and splashing up, but it just looks ugly. Yeah, want to get rid of that. Oh, and an exhaust. Of course, I want to get an exhaust. This one I have is the stock exhaust. Two brothers just released the exhaust for it. The problem with the 2012 model, and I don't know if I'll be able to get under the bike so you can see it, but you probably can't because it's covered by the fairing. But the 2012 model, in comparison to the 2011, the actual exhaust is welded to the headers, so you can't get a slip-on. They don't make slip-ons for this. Two Brothers is the first one to come out with the 2012 model, and it's a full exhaust. It runs something like $800. So it's kind of pricey. And, obviously it will give you better performance and whatnot than just a slip-on. But a lot of people get it because they want the noise, because they want to be heard when they're driving on the streets, and, they want people to notice them so they don't get hit. And that's kind of what I wanted. But, $800 is a little out of my price range right now. Maybe in the future. I don't know, I guess let me start it up for you so you guys can hear how it sounds. Now, the gauges look pretty cool when you turn it on. And it's all digital. You have the analog tack, and then the digital speedo. It tells you things like, let me see if I can get in here. You got your odometer. I'm already at over 4,600 miles within the period of 4 months. Like I said, I ride every day. Your trip A, trip B, your miles per gallon that you're currently averaging, you're currently running at that moment. You have your average miles per gallon. I was running pretty hard just recently, so that's why it's down to 44.8. I was booking it, so I was consuming more gas and not being as eco-friendly. Which also leads me to say that you can't see it because of the sunlight, but there's a little thing that says eco right here, and it tells you when you're running at the optimal, gas consumption. So if you're really gunning it, that little eco thing goes away to let you know, hey, you're wasting too much gas, you're not being eco-friendly. So, but you really got to ride like a grandma for that thing to be on there. And then of course you have your range. It tells you how many miles you have remaining with your current tank of gas. And of course you have your convenient clock, which is a really nice addition, because a lot of people I've seen on the 2011 models and earlier and whatnot, they have to get some kind of a watch and clip it onto the handlebars, which just pretty tacky. I mean, you got to do what you got to do, but so that's pretty much it. So we'll start it up for you. She's already warmed up. I just had finished driving her around a little bit, so I'll go ahead and rev it for you. That was about 5,000 RPM. That was about 8,000 RPM. That was about 9,000. So I'll give you kind of a range of how it sounds. That was about 4,000 and 5,000 on the first couple, 8,000 to 9,000 on the last couple revs. I guess hit me back up. I don't know what more to say about the bike other than it's a great bike. If you're using it for commuting and you're using it to get around, it's got plenty of power. I've top speeded my bike out. Hit the highway. I did about 130 miles an hour. Mind you, I'm 6'1", and I weigh about 240 pounds, give or take. And I still was able to hit about 130 miles an hour, fully tucked in, straight on the highway. You know, if you really need to go faster than that, then, you know, I really don't know why you would need to go faster than that. It feels nice. I've been on super sport bikes, and going faster than 130 is great, but there's really no point on a highway, because if you get caught, you're screwed. You know, unless, I mean, if you're buying a bike for commuting and getting to and from work and to and from school, it's a great bike. It's great on gas. It's very comfortable. It's just an awesome bike. If you think you're going to be buying it just to be on the track, then yes, get a Super Sport, by all means. I had considered, prior to this, getting a Ninja 250, and I'm glad I didn't, because I've sat on them and I've driven them aside from this bike, and at my height, at 6'1", 240 pounds, that bike feels super tiny. So, you know, this bike feels right up my alley. I feel like I fit comfortably on it. It's just really, it's a really good bike. I guess if you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up, and I'll try and answer all of them. Thanks again.